Ladies and gentlemen, gentlemen and ladies, girls and boys, boys and girls, welcome back. Welcome back to our channel, Inspirational Minutes. With that, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification. Let you know our channel is back on. Welcome. Inspirational Minutes with that. Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, and let you know our channel's back on. Thank you in advance. I hope everyone's week wasn't weak. W-E-A-K. And you're not dazed through the days. You're not dazed, D-A-Z-E, through the days of your week. W-E-A-K, or is it W-E-E-K? And by the time you get to Friday and Saturday, you're a weekend. Hence, the weekend. Welcome back. All kind of stuff going on my channel. Welcome back. Welcome back. Let's go. Let's get it in. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications. Let you know that our channel is back on. And got some things going on today. Got some things that we got going on today. And as I think about the bill today, you know, the things that we talk about on Inspirational Minutes with David the Fly Optician. You know, some people think it's out there, outlandish. They don't use their critical thinking. Some people think it's crazy that I think this way. So today, our Inspirational Minutes with David today is entitled, Does That Make Me Crazy? We go through the news a little bit. I saw this earlier this week. But hold up. I'm crazy. They are trying to do a lawsuit on the woke foundation known as Stop Woke Act. The law targets the dissent that's called pernicious ideology exemplified by critical race theory. The idea that racism is the systematic in the United States institutions that serve to perpetrate white dominance in society. The woke law is pushed. Oh, it's real. You didn't think it was real. Does that make me crazy? You see, listen, people, listen. You are a two-way transmitter and receiver. Only a two-way radio. And Crystal said the persona you think is you is not real, right? Only the transmission you are witnessing through your artificial soul, coming from within and without, and the urge and the merge of the puppet master. The brain is a machine operated by a ghost. The ghost in the machine. You have been used as a host for someone, something else. The energy created by this fake narrative, fake news. This cartoon is simping off and fed into another source that is purely a machine program that's running. A script dream. One you have convinced yourself that is real. You convince yourself that it's real. But it's not real. Does that make us crazy? As you have all been bewitched, bewildered. You've been bewitched and bewildered by awoken from your original death dream to life empty, looking to be full again. You accepted it with love, still in your heart, not realizing the evil over you was there only to trick you, to deceive you, to invade you, to confuse you, into accepting this upside down, backward, virtual existence as real. It all has been designed to keep you watching the silver blue television screen, distracting you. The great deception. The reality is you are all living in a virtual satanic temple of doom, surrounded by temples of doom, symbols, characteristics, and characteristics, which upon your grave and your glaze empower them, as then lead you subliminally to evil. Words were created for just this purpose, to make you lose yourself in yourself. Words with double meanings. The same words you are using now, alphabets, betting on your soul as they look to cast you aside. That's the way out of the limbo. That's the way out of this entangled puzzle. But all you are doing is you're going around and around in a circle of some thing that you don't even realize you're going through. You're going around and around in a circle. See, everything is real you're not conscious of. And a lot of the things that you're conscious of is not real. You know, they have us going around in a circle. And once you start to think in the images, not words, they put a lot of images up, you're on your way. Words can lead the way, but images, they have power that can decimate all words. The right images. You have been surrounded by all the wrong ones. Consumerism was created, designed for just this purpose. Satanic trademarks, logos, branding, including the phallic symbolism of the Amazon logo, corrupting you, corrupting your children, just by looking at them in unawareness. They're oblivious to what they're seeing. Peep this. The game is real. Did you know that when you go in grocery stores to do your grocery shopping, and you look at all the cereal, when you go down the cereal aisle, like Frosted Flakes and Fruity Pebbles, they have the characters. They're all looking down. They're not looking up. The characters on the box, the faces. Tony the Tiger, Fred Flintstone, they looking down. So the reason why they're looking down is they look down at the children, because the children are looking up and want that. Images. You have been mocked as you blindly, precariously look on. It's all a horror show. And there's nothing in it that you need or want other than what you convince yourself. Then you end up in the graveyard of a cartoon characters, like so many others. In a pet cemetery, self-preservation is a tool of fear. Fake expectations appearing real. As is one to be saved. There's no one coming to save you. As you have been conditioned to run from death like a frightened rabbit. But peep this, in reality, you're running from your goddamn self. The crudest trick played on you, the shenanigan, the trickery. It's the crudest one that's been played on you. And you are being given the insecurity now, in the hope that you will continue to cling to them, need them, want them, fiend for them. This is why they made the Stockholm Syndrome, the suicide suture capstone of the psychological matrix of fear. Fake expectations appearing real. In blind panic, you will revert to your conditioning and run back to your abusers. You see, people, this is what's happening. It's happening right now. And none of it is real. Say what they want to put in your head. They're putting fairy tales in your head. Make-believe stories. From the dark side, that is. What is inside of you is real, though. The spark of eternity. The spark they wish to snuff out forever. You see, this is the program. This is the program. This is the program. It's the nexus, the connection. If they keep you in the flesh, cut off ascending to the new octave shift of progressive enlightenment. Robotize you. They want to robotize you through the AI. You see, peak game again. This is happening right now. This is happening right now. They want to decimate you as a sentient being. You see, here's the deal. Millions have already succumbed. Millions have already signed up for this. They're signed up for it by taking it. By taking the mark. A genetic light code disruptor. The mass in the zipper of ignorance or not. To let you know you don't have a voice and nothing, just a symbol. Images. If you're surrendering to evil, personified, fools rush off and fools rush in, so that we are told, nor can the Titanic be raised. Metaphor that they use for current events to trick you, to have you thrown off, to have you thinking one way when they're going the other way. See, everything that's in the news and everything that you hear of what's going on, chop it up and take it backwards. Believe the other side, because they're not taking you the right thing. It's always the opposite. And since time is distance and space-time is also memory on the structure of space, without this memory, time is no time. And without time, there is no memory. It then follows the energy we perceive as the material world. Must be information, energy, or the energy on the structure of space itself. Can it be that? Nothing can exist without memory of it first. We are now in a season where time and memory have been paused due to a cosmic disruptive elements. Synchronicity, critical mass cannot be achieved. This element are building a dam from the negative energy they have created from the whole certification. Vax ID, Asaya Project, Fear, CERN, CERN, look it up, has been fired up. A particle dismantle, an atom disruptor, smashing items within the depths of Gaia. Heat wave. They injected fear into everything to save them from judgment. Humanity had already been cast aside. The harvest has been completed. They have finished with the purple needle. Now chaos is needed for the hopeless plans to work. Genetically engineered magnetic protein remotely can control brain behavior, controlling the brain circuits using genetically engineered to create a magnetized proton that can activate nerve cells from a distance remotely. You be like a remotely. More evidence of why they have added graphene oxide in the layout. And with its great magnetic properties, you'll be a walking magnet. All the G's. The 5G, the 6G, the 7G, the 8, 9, 10, all the G's. Oh yeah, peak game again. You'll be a G for real. You know how they talking about you want to be a G? You'll seriously be G'd up. And the peers turn. They choose to any G that they choose to use on you, but you have been warned, and you were warned, and I'm warning you right now. Many times, me and people who do the same bills that I do, concrete content creators who do the same thing, who talk about the information as I do, many times of the dangers of what's going on, the dangers of this, but so many of you choose to disdain, so many of you choose to ignore your pearl for vacations. You know, I gotta get out of here. I gotta take a vacation. But you know what's included with the vacations? The evenings out, the shopping. By creating anarchy, shortages, mayhem, all governments to govern, to control your mental will collapse. You see, this is the plan. Then the NWO, the world order, moves forward. The more people, the more able with the build and the kill switch linked to 5G, 6G, 7G, 8G, 9G. It will begin to instigate this plan. Yet the sheep, the freaking sheep, are still not really getting it. They don't believe in the danger. They don't believe that this is real. They believe in what they see on television. They believe in what they hear on fake news. They don't get it. The danger that they are in. The danger they have placed themselves in by this corrupt, I had to get it, this corrupt agenda. The world's now in the middle of a vast satanic ritual. Yes. Fueled by demons, Luciferians, murders, child molesters, out of control. The same murders that create the world wars. The same murders that finance both sides of the war. Both of them. And the Vietnams. Oh yeah, Korean wars. The same ones who created them. War on terror now. The last greater crime against humanity. For whom the bell tolls, it tolls for thee. Unhappiness, machines, deep state politicians, individuals, groups, entities, all a part of the same corrupt system. The treachery of the plandemic is all too apparent now. From on the narratives that are being disclosed of Clinton's, Obama's treachery, and how it all came about. How the Democrats in America were used as cover for satanic death. A satanic death cult that follow no rules, but only to reach a certain goal. See, what you don't understand, what you really don't understand, you need to understand this. To get their agenda through, they will sacrifice the people. The people will be sacrificed to get their agenda through. They don't give a about you. Because they have to reach a certain goal. Total destruction of America and then the world economy. Removal of civil liberties. Rip the fabric of society that would be in step with their satanic origins. Going back to Prescott, Bush, and the son of the fake JFK assassination. How they legally spied on just about everything. Oh, you think I'm crazy, do you? You think what I'm talking about is crazy? Are you saying to yourself, is the fly optician going mad? Is he? how they illegally spied on just about everybody. You're still being spied upon. And at this point, use the security forces of different countries against their own civilization, against their own civilian populations. From treason to sedition, crimes against humanity, money laundering from Pelosi down criminals in control, but they know that their days are numbered. You see, people, family, cohorts, roommates, the days are numbered. And the people are finally beginning to see. They are beginning to see. They're beginning to see that the plandemic was really about crash the world economy, take as many countries down with it. Lockdowns was all about what the song by Janet Jackson? Oh yeah, one of her #1 hits, control. And to damage you physically and mentally and spiritually, financially. The false flag of the G Floyd is already forgotten. MSM, pure evil. The brainwashing system put in place that repeats the same narrative over and over and over. This on steroids. The falsehoods, the lies, the corrupt, treacherous outlets, but all their plans have crashed and burned. False narrative. False narrative of the V that is coming back into winter. Lockdown 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Variant 1, 2, 3, 4, and on and on and on. Taking people down to the level of pure, mere super spreaders. Infected animals, all based on lies and screw medicine. Evidence. Is any of this normal? Is any of this sane? A madman? Yes! Yes! We're in the middle of another enlightenment coming. And you have to believe. What to believe. How to act. The narrative has fallen apart. It's fallen apart. It has dissembled itself. And they move from one phony event to the next. From Afghanistan to the man on the moon. Oh, what a lie. This is how desperate they are now. The gun controls blew up in their faces. Defunding the police did not create the anarchy of what they really wanted. The anarchy. What they really hope for. People, are you finally getting the picture? Do you not see the picture? It was an image. It was an image. Are you not seeing the picture now? Is the picture becoming fully clear? Have you wiped the mud off your pineal gland and off your eyes? Chaos is not ruling. The abyss of socialism is halted. That's what prescribed by all the imploding group of heretics, cabal of murders, out of control. People must now decide which way they go. Hell or the highway. To liberty, fire, and energy, to contrast with the corpse of Biden, kneel to a dead body, or rise the hell up. See? The next thing that we're doing, and that we're going to do, we are going to rise up. It's a must. Let me tell you. Let me tell you something. The power of nightmares. Rise of politics, of fear, as they use radical Islam portrayed it as a sinister organized force of destruction, a myth perpetrated by politicians across the globe in order to unite and justify empire. Fear of fake expectations appearing real literally has the power to paralyze you. Control your daily behavior and action, the ability to prevent you from making important, imperative choices in your life and your actions. Stop you from taking the initiative, fear, and the social control. Utilize the most debilitating and dangerous of emotions are key to in manipulating you. Fear, fake expectations appearing real, fake evidence appearing real is now being used in the imagination. Then the reality, the plandemic shows a masterclass in the process of social control and manipulating you to accept the ingredients of an unknown substance until your precious body via created mayhem and distortion. When one is crippled by fear, rationality flees and the illogical thinking takes over the mind. This is destructive psychological victor. The powers that should not be have taken it into the mind of the masses. The collective fear, it has paralyzed you. It's the counsel now being spread by the politicians in the lead with the fake news, fake information, fake theater narratives that they read from, the fake outlets. It's easier to control one in fear than not a fear psychologist. A fear psygnosis, once engineered, will remain present until your politicians, controllers, gatekeepers decide otherwise. The artificial construction and the maintenance of fear is persuasive from a threat that only ever existed. It only existed in your mind. This is the power of the current day politics. The power they hold with your permission. Your permission. You gave them the permission to do that. Or did we, the people, give them the permission? Did we give them the permission to do that? For them to abuse you, abuse us in a way possible, hark back to the war of terror, compliance, and obedience. And no place here, once hooked in the nightmare, will ever go away. It will never go away in your mind, where it has been skillfully placed as this 9 planto rubbles on the theater of and fear produces more fear in the form of variants and impeding new ways. More invented measures are being dreamed up to stroke the cyanosis, to stroke your mind, to keep you stuck in it, to be stuck in fear. Keep it alive in your mind, and more important, collectively. Turn it into a never-ending story, a never-ending nightmare, a nightmare that would never, ever, 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 ever go away. Deliberately, as you become lost in this drama, compliance and obedience cause a never-ending mental torture, false flags, and the implementation of propaganda via repetition. You see, repetition, people. Repetition is the father of learning. And so they're going to keep you on a loop mode, on cycle. Used as a norm these days. The resurrection of the fabricated Afghan crisis is now being rerun for public consumption, as they now look to take you back in time, once again to a time they once had complete control. Ooh. Those in power with the outlets like the demonic entities that they are, able to paralyze an entire population with a fear, cyanosis. What are we witnessing? Experimenting now is a full-blown Nazi propaganda on steroids, creating falsehoods without a garb or truth. There is, however, an antidote to fear. Knowledge, evolving, becoming knowledgeable. Ignorance being the root of all misfortune. Those who can make you believe in the absurdities that they have us believing in can make you commit atrocities. How the police behave against its own civilian population. Birds that's out, geniuses, lies and extracting success from people, ruin. Oh, you think I'm crazy, don't you? You do think I'm crazy. The burden of self-deception has grown too heavy, and you'll now see everything has changed from what you thought you knew. That you live in a world of hate and fear that's been carefully created, and the people living amongst hate and fear do not even know it themselves. And you thought you were free, right? Until everyone is transformed, no one is transformed in high mind collected consciousness of habitual thinkers, conditioned program to remember to forget and forget what to remember. This has to stop. You have to be a critical thinker. You can't believe everything. You have to unlearn and learn. You see, you have to be a person who cares. This is one of the ways to break the propaganda. Be a person who makes the effort, the person who loves without hesitation. Be the person who bears it all, the person who never shies away from the depths of their feeling or the intensity of their hope. Be the person who believes in the softness of the world, in the goodness of other people, in the beauty of being open and unethered and trusting. Be the person who takes a chance, who refuses to hide. Be the person who makes people feel seen. The person who shows up. And trust me when I say, be the person who cares. Because the world doesn't need any more carelessness. Any more demons. Well, demon time. Any more disregard. Because there is nothing more stronger than someone who continues to stay soft, to stay focused, to evolve in softness and kindness and love of humanity. You have to first love yourself. To stay soft in a world that hasn't always been kind to them. The strength of our scars, that's what that come from. If you made it this far, and I build, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notifications, let you know that our channel is on. Hit the like and share. Buy the book, The Audacity of Woke. This was a little long. It had to be. I had to tell you some things. I had to let you know what's on my mind, what's on my spirit, and how I think. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications. And I ask you this question. I ask you this one question. If you made it through this whole video, Inspirational Minutes with David, the question that I ask, does that make me and anyone who thinks like me crazy? I love you. I love you in truth. And when I love me, I love you. And when you love you, you love me. You made it this far in our Inspirational Minutes with David. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications. Hit the like and share button. I love you. I love you in truth. Thank you. Peace.